But there were some important comments that were made by the judges in my matter to show that I was not involved and I was unfairly dismissed and targeted, and there was political interference. And when I talk about political interference, later I will mention where there is still political interference in what I'm going through now. And at that point in time, I need to also make sure that if I don't get that point, I hope the evidence leader will be of assistance there. Paragraph 38. Alleged fraudulent claims. What I want to highlight specifically in relation to the alleged fraudulent claims, as the crime intelligence were attempting very hard to get me out of the system, they realized that the illegal rendition matter is not working because I was not involved, and they could see that even the courts were clearing me. At the same time, I went through the same process I'm going through now. They then introduced the illegal rendition of the fraudulent. They charged me for fraudulent kilometer claims. Now, the fraudulent kilometer claims that I was charged for, to give a short background, is that I had a car that I bought after I was promoted as a brigadier. And with the excitement, I went and I bought a BMW 330. It was a small car. But one day, a policeman was killed in Tembisa. And as the head of the Hawks, I had to attend the scene of crime. But that car was giving me challenges because the policeman was killed and left his body dumped on top of the mountain. So I could not go up there or deeper with the car because it was a very small car and it was struggling. Coming from that scene, I went straight to BMW where I bought the car and said, hey, where I work now, I'm expected to visit some of these things, and this thing is not really helping me. Then there was a Porsche Cayenne parked outside. It's a second-hand car, very old. Then the owner said to me, don't you want to test drive this car and maybe check how it is, if you like it? It was within the price range because it has 74,000 kilometers. So the car that I bought, it was more than that. Then he said, maybe test drive this Porsche Cayenne, you may like it. Well, it was the first time getting into a Porsche Cayenne. And then I test drove that car that day. As I was on the freeway and I was testing it, I enjoyed it. The next day I said, I'm taking this car. Then I was driving and driving and driving that Porsche, and it was beautiful, I liked it. Come the time when it had to go for service, because it was beyond 100, I said, no, it's still within the motor plan. I took it to Porsche, they fixed it, and it needed more than 30,000 rand. I said, yes, but it's within a motor plan, it doesn't complete at 100,000. They said, no. Porsche is not how it works. The motor plan doesn't go with the car, it goes with the owner. This car you bought, it's yours. You have to find a way of paying. I then went to BMW and said, but you didn't tell me that because this thing doesn't reach 100, I don't even get the motor plan. Now they say I must pay this thing, but you didn't tell me. And then he tried to speak to them, and the Porsche didn't agree. He then said to me, you know what? This Porsche is an expensive car. It's still going to give you challenges maybe here and there. Rather leave this thing. Go down there in the basement, look at the bigger cars, X5, X6, whatever that you may like, to the price range. Then I went down and I looked and I chose one X6 within the price. It also had more than 80,000 kilometers. When a car is at that level, it's affordable. I chose that X6. Now, as I was driving this car, both cars, as I was just driving it and then from there change to X6. Now they see different kilometer claims that I'm submitting. One moment is Porsche, one moment is this. Then they charged me for fraudulent kilometer claim. They said, I said I was driving a Porsche, but I was driving an X6. And then they charged me for that. Then the magistrate asked a question and said, all right, you say you're charging this man for driving a an X6, but he claimed for the X6 instead of for the Porsche Cayenne. Then he said, okay, which one has got a bigger engine capacity? Only to find out the Porsche Cayenne was a 5-liter.
Before that, General, I think under this topic, there's information that I think is important to put on record for completeness of what you are explaining. At paragraph 39, you speak about this from paragraph 38 up to 41. In paragraph 39, you do state that these charges that were finally brought against you were a product of a complaint or allegations by somebody. Maybe you need to put that on record. Paragraph 39.
Despite this, a criminal docket for fraud and corruption was later opened against me in March 2015, based on allegations made by Mr. Imran Bhatt, an individual implicated in organized crime and human trafficking, whom I have previously investigated while serving as head office of the Hawks in Gauteng.
So this person, Imran Bhatt, is a civilian or is a member of the police?
He's a Pakistani national who's involved in human trafficking.
Okay, but not a police officer?
It's not a police officer.
Okay, and then in paragraph 40, you say what period these allegations or this story about fraudulent travel claims relate to. Maybe you should put that on record, what period we are talking about. You do say in the first line.
I said, additionally, in February 2016,
yes,
I was arrested and charged with 5 counts of fraud. The charges were premised on the above fraud and corruption docket, as well as claims that I had corruptly acquired a BMW and had submitted fraudulent travel and petrol claims.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Unless you think the rest of it is important, you want to put it on record, but I just wanted the date to be on record.
Yes, and it also reminded me of the fact that they were actually alleging that this car was actually bought for me by a person who was supposed to have been charged for poaching. They said the money was paid by someone for me to buy this car. They then went, same crime intelligence went to BMW. I've got a whole file where they went and obtained statement to check how I procured or how I purchased the car. They found that from day one, I applied for finance. I paid the car, no deposit was ever paid, no any other money paid into the bank or BMW. I've been paying for this car until I changed it. So that is one of the key things that I wanted to mention. The same applies to what I'm going through is just history repeating itself, because I'll be taking the commissioners through and say, as I'm taking to you, as they say, they will talk about the 2 million here. Let's look at all the bonds that I have, and you tell me where there's 2 million paid where. So I just want to go step by step.
No, General, I know that I interrupted you. You were moving to discuss high treason and espionage allegations against you. I just wanted clarification on those 2 issues. You may proceed.
During December 2016, the former Gauteng of the Hawks, Major General Prince Mukotedi, made a statement under oath in which he alleged that I, together with several other individuals, was implicated in offenses of high treason and espionage. These allegations were purported based on a so-called top-secret intelligence report, which he claimed to have received around April 2016. The report allegedly implicated me, Mr. Paul O'Sullivan, Mr. Robert McBride, Ms. Candice Coutier, and other unidentified persons said to be associated with AfriForum and the Democratic Alliance. The intelligence report concerned was highly questionable. Now, according to General Mukotedi, a meeting allegedly took place on the 3rd of December 2016 at a property previously owned by a convicted criminal, during which it was purported discussed that certain senior officials and individuals supportive of the former President Jacob Zuma would be targeted through false criminal investigations and a coordinated media campaign designed to discredit them. It was further alleged that pressure would be placed on politicians to remove certain senior officials from office. That damaging information concerning President Zuma's son would be used to mobilize public pressure, and that these actions would culminate in an Arab Spring type uprising intended to destabilize the country and force the resignation of President Zuma. On this basis, General Mukodedi concluded that these alleged plans constituted high treason and espionage. Now, I just want to say, and I was labeled to be a member of the Gestapo gang at that time because it was somewhere in the statement that I'm a Gestapo gang member and we are involved in treason and so those were the small charges that were brought in. At this present moment, same modus operandi, I'm a Big Five or member of the Big Five. I just want to remind the commissioners constantly that I went through this from intelligence, these allegations, this modus operandi, same allegations, same way. So I'll continue. To substantiate this, is paragraph 44.
Paragraph 44, yes.
To substantiate these claims, General Mukodedi relied on the same purported intelligence report to allege, among other things, that plans existed to assassinate senior police officials, including General Ndlemeza, using foreign nationals who would then flee the country. These allegations were said to have resulted in security threat assessment and the provisions of VIP protection to certain individuals. It was also alleged that President Zuma and his son were deliberately included as targets in order to secure political backing for the arrest and prosecution of myself and others on charges of including high treason. The allegations contained in General Mukodedi's statement were demonstrably false, inherently implausible. The intelligence report upon which he relied was unsigned, lacked any indication that it was authorized or approved by the management of crime intelligence, and did not bear the hallmarks of an authentic intelligence project. If it did emanate from crime intelligence, it could only have been generated for improper and ulterior purposes, as none of allegations contained therein were true or supported by any evidence. Portions of the report further contained patently absurd claims, including allegations of widespread corruption and abuse of statutory powers and organized criminal conduct by senior officials, and none of which were ever substantiated.